Hello friends, Coach Mike here from Hey I Saw You Commercial Studios in Los Angeles with a course preview. Here's what I want to do is walk you through just a little bit of what we do. Now, for a full preview, and I know some of the type is small here, so you can go right to my website, www.heyisawyoumcommercial.com. I mean, imagine you're already there, okay? And you can see up close some of the bullet-pointed ideas. But what I want to do is walk you through some of the highlighted points here based on my Heisig method. Okay, first of all, what we do is prepare you totally. The first step in my 5 key strategic areas of preparation are, okay, on-camera training. You've got to know how to perform on camera today, from the correct way to slate your name, which you'd be surprised, a lot of actors don't even know how to slate their name. And they don't slate with smiles, their volume is too low, they don't know how to stand in front of the camera, they don't know what to do with their hands, their feet, they have no idea. They've never been taught. Most actors are used to scene study classes. Even if there are cameras in the room in their scene study class, they're not slating to camera when they begin their scene. And even if they are they doing it properly? Most aren't, because I see them right here in class. So everything from slating your name, the beginning of your very audition, slating your name, really important, all the way to callbacks, okay? Do you know how to walk in the room? Do you know how to utilize the 3 frames in casting? There are 3 frames in casting. I know you haven't heard these concepts before because you haven't learned from me yet. Okay, but there are 3 frames in casting. You must learn how to master all 3 frames. Yes, one of the frames is when you're on camera, but there are 2 other frames that you are probably not aware of when actors start shrinking in their performance. And so what I want to do is teach my actors, fully prepare them on camera. Also, typecasting and branding. Do you understand your type? Big catchphrase idea today. What's your brand? What's your type? You'll meet with an agent and they'll ask you, what's your brand? What's your type? How do I market you? You'd better know how to answer the question. What is your brand? What is your type? How do I market you? Do you understand the P&G look? What's P&G? Procter & Gamble. Okay, but do you understand what that look is? The type of clothing that they're suggesting when your agent may ask you to dress P&G for a McDonald's audition, for AT&T, American Express, Verizon, right? Do you know what the P&G colors are? Do you know the difference between the colors you wear when your agent says dress upscale casual, nice casual, as opposed to at-home casual and outdoor casual? There are different types of colors that you wear in those scenarios. You'll learn them with me. Your age range. When an agent says, how old are you? Do you give them your age or do you give them an age range? Knowing the answer to that can make a big difference. And you're going to learn from me. Listen, development of submission materials. You know, I get a lot of junk in the mail still. I used to be an agent, and 2006, now 6 years ago, I used to be an agent, and it shows you how outdated some of those guides are. Like this one right here, this guide right here, very outdated. Actors can't wait to go to Samuel French and get this guide right here. And there's 400 commercial agents in this guide, and Mr. Keith Wolf, he will not update his listings the way he's supposed to, and they come back in the mail UTF, or unable to forward, and actors are wasting $1.08 to $1.10 per submission, right? Because they use those outdated guides. So I still get this stuff in the mail, and it saddens me that actors don't know. Even on your resume, friends, it's not Principle, it's PAL. It's not improve, it's improv. Okay, it's really, really critical that you know how to put your marketing materials together. So when you submit, you can submit professional packages. Again, you will learn from me. The type of pictures you submit. Let me show you something. Watch this, real specific here. As you can see, it's the same picture. As you can see, there are 2 different processes. This is a pearl finish photograph, and this is a gloss finish photograph. This comes from Digital Color House, my boy Ronnie. He does a great job on photographs. They both have Kodak on the back, okay? But they're 2 different processes. This comes from a professional person that produces headshots, okay? And this one comes from where? Walgreens. Friends, you don't want to go to drugstores and print photos out to mail them out to agents because you only need a few, right? If you deal with me, you're going to go to my guy. and he gives you great prices. And if you just need a few pictures, he'll give them back to you the same day. Look at the quality difference. Now, this is my client reality. Yes, she has beautiful skin. That's not Photoshop. She's a beautiful lady. Okay, she has great skin, right? Okay, but look at this. Looks a little different, It's a little dark. It's too dark. She's not this dark. And she's not all spotty in here either. You need to learn the macro and the micro. There's big things that you need to learn, and there's little things that you're going to need to learn, like photo paper. Because actors ask me, should I do gloss or should I do like a matte finish? No, you do a pearl finish is what you do. And you don't go to Walgreens or CVS to print pictures to send to agents. The quality is different because the printing process is different. Really critical. Also, who are the commercial agents? Who do you submit to? Again, I showed you the right agent, the Keith Wolf book. There's 400 commercial agents in there. And you do not want to submit to any old random agent out there. I'm just looking for an agent. No, you want a top agent, right? You want someone in the top 50, and you need to know who these agents are, okay? And again, you're going to learn from me, right? Okay, but when you submit, how do you sign with them? Like, they give you a contract. Some of the agents give you a general service agreement or a GSA, and they'll want a different percentage and a different time period of representing you than the agent that gives you a standard SAG Rule 16G contract. Okay, do you know the difference in those contracts? Do you even know what the language is? Can you amend the contract? Can you write a little amendment in the margin? Can you do that? Right? Depends on the agent. Should I sign with an agent that gives you a general service agreement and they want to take 15%? Depends on the agency. Most of them, no. A few of them, yes. Right? So again, you're going to need a coach. You're going to need someone to coach you through it. Right? You're going to need to know how to meet with an agent. Right? What questions to ask. I'll follow up on this in a moment. When you take my course, you get this fabulous workbook. I hand it to you in class number 1. And you have some documents in it. It's about this thin. But when you finish, your workbook is this thick with this great information. Okay? First page, headshot submission system. Right? How to submit for an agent. Now, this is great. Now, I meet some actors and they say, oh, no, I've been with this agency for 10 years. I don't need to look for an agent. See, then they find out that their agency's going out of business, or their agent got fired, or their agent passed away, and now they don't have an agent anymore. That's where this information is priceless, folks. There's 3 pages alone on the subject. Headshot submission system. That's what I teach. Systems. A man taught me that when I think I was 14 years old, and I worked at the supermarket. I wasn't even supposed to be working then. They just let me do side work, paid me cash. My mom got me the job. Henry's Market in Carson, California. Right? And he always taught me, he kept teaching me system. It's a system, young man. It's a system. Right? And I didn't know what he was talking about at that age. I was just like, let me do some work and give me some spending money, right? But he kept talking about systems. And as I grew into a young man, I started cluing in to how he was trying to help me. Success is systematic. You need to have a winning strategic game plan or a system. And you put it in place and then you play it out. And you remain consistently persistent and you'll be successful. Listen, so headshot submission system, really important. Postcards. A lot of actors don't use postcards as part of their marketing arsenal. You should. Here's a step-by-step ideas on how to do it properly. Postcards are very powerful. Listen, agent meeting guidelines. I touched on this earlier. When you meet with an agent, what questions do you ask them? How do you meet? Should I take extra pictures with me? All of the questions that the beginning actor has and veteran actors have as well, because again, you could lose your agent overnight, right? You could wake up the next day and find out that they went out of business, who knows, right? So agent meeting guidelines, really important. Oh, what questions should you ask? I just developed this one sheet. This is awesome. Right? Because you know, when you meet with an agent, there's some questions that turn them off. They're located here, right? They're right here, right? You meet with an agent and you're going to talk for about 20 minutes. Maybe you'll read for them. More than likely you will. And that's why you got to know what you're doing, right? When you read, you got to know how to read copy, right? Got to be likable. They have to like you when they first meet you, right? Listen, and sometimes halfway through the meeting's about over, and they say, so what questions do you have for me? And you don't want to, nothing. Well, you do want to have some questions. You want to make it seem as if you've done your homework, right? But there are some questions you don't want to ask them. It will turn them off. This teaches you how to not turn off an agent in the meeting, asking them questions you should not be asking them. Really, really critical information. So, how to develop, once you sign with the agent, now you got to develop a great relationship with them. Remember, it's not enough to just have a great agent, but you need to have a great relationship with them also. It's like a young lady saying, yeah, I have a boyfriend, but we don't have a great relationship. How many people have that story at one time or another? Yeah, they're with someone, but they don't have a great relationship with them. Well, that goes with, any relationship, right? That you can have it, but not have a great relationship in it. So bottom line is this, 5 pages alone, in fact, on that subject. How to read commercial copy. Right? I teach you some brilliant systems on how to read commercial copy, and here's another supplement I add to it as well, 3 pages alone. When you have an audition, right? Actors ask me, Coach Mike, I got an audition. You got any last minute tips? Yep, here they are. Read them. 2 pages alone on the subject. Right? How to develop and keep great relationships with casting directors. This is really critical. Folks, I need you to build a family. When you're done with me, you're going to learn how to build a family of at least 7 to 8 casting directors. 3 to 4 of them are going to call you in on a regular basis. The others will call you in throughout the year, but not as much as that 3 to 4. And I need you to know how to develop good, solid, strong relationships, nurturing relationships, right, with those casting directors, because that's your family, and you're going to make money. You're going to make great commercial residual income through those CDs. 5 pages alone on that subject. And other wonderful, I only have so much time here, right? So other wonderful, awesome information inside the workbook. Once you book a job, how do you stay off the cutting room floor? You know, it's not enough to just book a McDonald's commercial. Now you got to show up on time. You get to set. Now what do? I've never heard of any kind of instruction on earth that teaches you how to work well on set. Here it is right here. It could possibly keep you off the cutting room floor. Knowing what to do, knowing how to handle when you arrive on set and the PA walks over and say, hi, you're Mike Pointer? Yes, well, we're going to walk you to your trailer. What do? Just go sit in your trailer and just wait and veg out, go to sleep? No. This teaches you how to possibly stay off the cutting room floor. Just because you booked the job, it doesn't mean that you're going to make the cut. Great instruction. Also, I teach so many wonderful off-book ideas. Off-book, meaning you can't go to Samuel French and get my information, because I created it from the great, awesome, outstanding real estate in between, the 6 inches of real estate in between my ears, right? Wonderful stuff up here, right? What a great tool. I want you to get Taft-Hartley to join the union. If you're not in the union yet, right, I'd like to see you get Taft-Hartley, or I'd like to see you do the SAG New Media Agreement, or do a film, or do some after a SAG work, right? Okay, but when it comes time to join, you may not have the $3,000. Yeah, SAG and AFTRA merged. Now you need $3,000 to join, right? You may not have the $3,000. I teach right here. This is great. I discovered a way where you can join SAG for $0 to $60. I know it sounds unbelievable. You're like, man, this guy's crazy. No, I'm not. Now, I'm warning you, you can't run over to SAG and ask them, how do you join SAG for $0 to $60? Whomever you talk to, they're going to say, what are you talking about? There's a couple of people I've known over at SAG now for about 16 years, right? And they always give me this insider information. It's not illegal. There's nothing illegal about it. It's just that they don't have big poster boards hanging up on the walls around SAG to teach you how to join SAG for $0 to $60. What I had to do was do a little poking and prying and asking a few questions, and I really listen to actors when they talk. And so I went over to SAG and AFTRA myself. I talked to 2 different people. They gave me all the information I needed to know to put this together. $0 to $60. You may not have the $3,000. I can get you clearance to work for no money at all, or $60. It's all located here. Yep, it's awesome. You'll never learn off-book information like this anywhere else. Okay.